didn't upload earlier because technical difficulty. So we're gonna start with what are your guys' opinions on the NFC East? I feel like that it's awful. They're an awful division. Everybody in that division should be wiped, and we should just get rid of divisions in general, and we should put the top 6 teams in the NFC and in the AFC into the playoffs, because that'll make it more exciting, better TV ratings. The NFC is just plain awful. There's no teams above 500. I don't know who's going to take that division. Whoever does, they're an early first-round exit. The Cowboys play the Rams this weekend. The Rams are heating up, so that's probably another L for the Cowboy. And Philadelphia plays Washington, but Philadelphia can't beat Miami and barely beats the Giants. So I feel like NFC East, terrible, wipe them out, get rid of divisions, just go conferences.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, the NFC East is just a bad division. I think the Cowboys will lose again. I think the Eagles will win against the Redskins, but it'll probably be a horrible game. Nobody will want to watch it.
Nope.
Not much to say. The NFC is terrible. NFC East.
The Giants and the Redskins have been awful for years. They've gotten lucky, twice in the past 20 years with the Super Bowl? Lucky. They were lucky.
Eli Manning, baby.
But that leads us right into our next topic. What's better, the NFC or the AFC? Now, we had a heated discussion about this, but in my opinion, it's definitely the AFC. They have the Texans, the division leaders are the Texans, the Patriots, who else is division? Oh, Texans, Titans are tied. The Patriots, the Chiefs, and and the Ravens. Yeah, and then you got a whole bunch of subpar teams in the Bills, the Steelers, the Titans. Like, who can you argue? There's maybe 3 good teams in the NFC. I definitely got it.
I could say more than 3 teams in the NFC.
Okay, go.
Yeah, San Francisco,
Okay,
Seattle,
okay.
Green Bay,
Go. Go ahead.
Saints.
The Saints I agree with. That was
Rams.
No, the Rams are good.
Rams are good. Vikings.
No, they're not good.
Yeah, they are.
They're talented, but their coaching's terrible. Their QB is
The coaching's terrible?
Yes! If you
You're
have
a Bears fan.
yeah, coach of the year last year, thank you. But
Who?
Matt Nagy, he's
I
coach of
don't
the
know who
year.
that is.
The Bears coach, so now listen to
They got
this.
lucky to win the division.
The Vikings have the most talented roster in the NFL, and they still don't win.
They don't.
Yes, they do. Name a spot other than quarterback that they're not talented at.
They do got some wide receivers. Maybe some defense.
Their offensive
Where?
line.
They're average at
Their
least.
third wide receiver.
Third wide, and you
Yeah,
have
you
2
said
elites.
3.
Who?
They're tight end.
Kyle Rudolph?
He's
No.
old.
Really good.
So, no.
Their second tight end is really good, though.
Who's
Irv
that?
Smith.
Irv Smith? Maybe he could be good.
It's his first year.
You guys didn't answer the question though. What's better, the AFC or
I
the
told you,
NFC?
NFC.
I'm gonna have to go with the AFC.
Thank
I
you.
switched over. But in the NFC, the Giants are on a 9-game losing streak. The Cardinals are on a 6-game losing streak. The Lions are on a 6-game losing streak. And the Panthers are on a 5-game losing streak. The AFC does not have anything like that.
Giants are just losing because they will not put in Eli Manning.
No.
They did put him in, and they lost.
Yeah, they did. No.
Yeah, but Eli Manning.
And he started like the first 3 games or something.
Think about it. You get rid of conferences, you just put the best 12 teams in. People like the Steelers and the Bills and the Titans make the playoffs, and not people like the Cowboys and the Eagles.
Well,
Cowboys
if
and
you
Eagles.
do that, that means like the Giants will never make the playoffs. Like all these poopy teams, like will never make the
Yeah,
playoffs.
they don't deserve to. If they can't build a roster to make the playoffs, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Look, the NFC East does not deserve to be in the playoffs just because their whole division's awful. Alright, well that moves us on to, let's talk about some good teams now. Let's talk about the Super Bowl picks. And now this was heated yesterday too.
Ravens versus 49ers.
That is an average Joe answer. Well, we're not gonna go with the average Joe answer here. Triple Take is about interesting talk shows, and we are gonna go with a good pick here. And I'm gonna tell you why. We're gonna go with, out of the NFC, it's gonna be the Saints. Experienced, first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback, all-star Pro Bowl wide receiver, all-star Pro Bowl running back, you got a couple Pro Bowl linebacker, you got a Pro Bowl linebacker in the D line. They're pretty much stacked everywhere except for maybe their secondary. And they're gonna be prepared simply because they got such great coaching and their experience, so when they go against a young Niners team, they can win that game. Then, out of the AFC, you got, so the Patriots, you can never doubt. January, they're gonna be experienced, they're gonna come out with their best. Bill Belichick's the greatest coach of all time, he's gonna be prepared, he's gonna shut young quarterbacks down, like Lamar Jackson. But who I think is gonna make the Super Bowl are the Kansas City Chiefs. They learned from last year, they're more experienced, they're older now.
Learn from last year losing to the Titans.
No, they lost to the Patriots in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm talking to the Patriots. Yeah, that's who they
We're
lost
talking
to.
about the playoffs.
Now, this year, you look at the record, they're like, oh, they're not that good. Well, they dealt with injuries. Tyreek's been injured, Patrick Mahomes was injured, a couple of their rookie speedsters, McCole Hardman, and the other guy, whatever his name is, has been injured. They've been dealing with injuries, but now they're healthy and they're looking scary. The boys are back in town now, and I have to watch out for the Chiefs. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs and the Saints make the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna go with a very bold prediction. I'm gonna say the Packers.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Dylan.
I'm gonna say the Packers make it. I think Aaron Rodgers will carry the team. I think their defense will step up and play well this week.
Yeah.
28th ranked defense in the league. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, Bears.
I just said they're 28th ranked defense, but go ahead.
Christian Ponder would be better than Mitchell Trubisky.
Christian Ponder, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Exactly. And he'd still be better than Mitchell Trubisky.
Mitchell Trubisky looks scary.
Yeah, the Packers, they'll get carried by Aaron Rodgers. But I think then they'll play the Chiefs. I think Chiefs will be able to stop Lamar Jackson and
Thank you.
yeah.
The boys are back in town.
Chiefs.
But no, Aaron Rodgers doesn't carry the Packers anymore. Statistically, you look at it, that other Aaron carries the Packers. Aaron Jones carries the Packers down. What do you think, Cole? What's your Super Bowl pick?
I already said it. 49ers Ravens.
49 right?
Basic white girl pick.
Pretty much.
Basic white.
All right, let's move on to, we talked about it over a bit, let's move on to the NBA. Now, this is also heated. Are the Bucks really the best team in the NBA? No. They're the best team in the weak East. They're not the best team in, 1 second, sir, let me think.
Can we have a special guest come on to stage?
No, not right now. We're going to talk about this. They're not the best team in the East. They have the best coach in the league, and they have a great system set up. It's just like the Ravens. They don't have the most talented team. They're not even close. But they have such a great system set up to beat people that they just do. The Bucks are the same way, but they have a cheat code. They would be, if they didn't have Giannis and they had an average to a little bit better, somebody at small forward, they would just be like the Denver Nuggets. They would have great coaching. They'd be a great regular season team, but I don't think they're going to win in the playoffs. Maybe they get past the East simply because the 76ers are off and on. But even if they do, they're going to get absolutely demolished by the Clippers or Lakers, whoever makes it into the finals, simply because there's 2 top 5 NBA players to 2 top 10 NBA players on both teams. And
Yeah.
what?
Packers defense is ranked 3rd.
28th against the run. All right, now let's see this. We're on to the NBA. The Bucks are not the best team simply because they might be in the East, but the East is weak and they need to get rid of conferences, but that's coming up.
All right.
Okay, I'm up. I'd like to bring a special guest onto the show. Tristan, please come. What? Just kidding. Go do it.
Okay, I do not think the Bucks are the best of it in the NBA. They only have a 3.5 game lead against the Miami Heat with 1 decent player.
Exactly.
And yeah, I easily think they're not the best. The Western Conference has stacked people. They have the Lakers, they have the Clippers, they have the Mavericks, the Rockets, the Nuggets.
The Blazers.
The Blazers are awful.
Blazers-
They could be good if they get it
The
together.
Blazers are 10th in
They're
their
all-
team.
No, I think the Bucks would not have this kind of record in the West. They would not. No way.
Yeah, I don't think I'll have to go with the Bucks. They are the best team in the league. Because
So,
you talk about how the Clippers and the Lakers are so good when the Bucks absolutely peed on their
Why
forehead.
you just come on and try to say something, Tristan?
They peed on the Clippers' forehead by 20.
okay, that's the Clippers. Did they beat the Lakers? No.
What?
Did they beat the Lakers? No. But they have that record in the West? No.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So they're not, they can be best. They'd be like a 14 in the West. Best.
No.
Hey, Lakers play the Bucks on the 19th.
I bet tuned into
So
that game.
yeah, we will be watching that game very closely.
Oh, yes, we will. All right, but as Dylan mentioned, we're gonna move on to the Heat. Can the Heat keep the 3 seed? If they, yeah,
They're the 2 seed.
they're the 2 seed now? Okay, no way they keep that up. The 76ers will come around. Ben Simmons is working on this jump shot that we see now and then. It's coming. There's about one every other week. 1 3-pointer every other week.
Maybe, if he's lucky.
Right. But the Heat are, honestly, I say the Bucks are systematically ran. No, they're even more systematically ran, the Heat are. Because who's on the Heat? There's Tyler Hero, rookie. He's not going to be showing up in the playoffs. You got Jimmy Butler, who just destroys overall chemistry. But you got a first ballot Hall of Fame coach with a great system set up. And have you guys ever heard of Duncan Robinson?
Yes.
Yeah, because I said it yesterday. He hit 10 threes in their win. Who's Duncan Robinson? Nobody knows. It's just the coaching that got him the 10 threes. So go ahead.
It's actually his jump shot that got him the 10 threes.
Yeah, but his coach will let him take the shots and set up the plays for him.
I don't think they'll keep the 2nd seed. I think they'll probably be like a 4 seed at, I'd say they'll be a 4 seed.
In the weak East, yeah.
I'd say the 76ers will be above them, and
West, they're not making the playoffs.
I don't really know. The Raptors will be above
They're very good overall.
them. Corby, Cobra.
I don't know, I'm going on both sides.
Yep.
Yeah, next time.
Well, I've literally been saying this the whole time. Should the NBA get rid of conferences? Absolutely. East is weak. You have weak teams making the playoffs, like the Magic, who should be in the playoffs, and you just put them all in one, and you take the top 18 teams making the playoffs, and you have a way better match.
Magic's 11 and 13, dog.
11, 13. Are you going to watch the Magic in the first round of the playoffs?
You know I won't.
No, you won't. Nobody does. It would help TV ratings so much if you had, like, the Kings.
The Wizards?
The Kings!
The Kings.
The Kings!
De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley are fun to watch.
The Kings!
You have
no.
Kings versus, who's in the East? 1 second here. Who's in the East? Can anybody tell
The
me?
Pistons? The Magic?
Yeah. You would watch.
Pacers.
Okay, would you rather watch the Pistons versus the Magic, or would you rather watch the Pistons versus the Kings? You can't.
Neither.
Everybody else would rather watch the Kings. I guarantee you.
I'd rather watch the Hornets.
The Kings are in the playoffs.
They won't be by the end of the year. Not in that way.
Who's gonna pass them?
Who's under them?
The Suns, Thunder, Timberwolves, Trailblazers, Spurs, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Warriors.
Blazers, Spurs.
No!
Yeah, those
The
two.
Warriors are absolutely weak this year.
5 wins.
Yeah. Okay.
21 losses.
Yes. A dynasty's over. But should they get rid of conferences? I just need yes or no.
No.
Okay. Why?
Because why would you? Like,
I know.
there's no the top 8 teams that make it out of each conference. The people below 8 are not good.
That's why they got in there.
Both 8s are not very good either.
Yeah,
But
and everyone loves to see some upsets, right, Dylan?
yeah.
What?
Someone would love an upset.
What? You're telling me the Magic are better than the Blazers and the Spurs?
Yes.
No.
They could be. Upsets happen, Mark.
What? No.
The Blazers now.
Upsets happen, just like Toronto beat Golden State. No one ever thought that till.
Yeah, because everybody got injured. All right, we're moving on.
No,
I don't know
still
what
not-
you guys are on today.
I don't know what you're on.
Cocaine. Meth, I mean.
All right.
South Dakota's on meth, guys.
Nah, it's not. All right, college football. Did the committee get the selection right?
Yes.
No. And here's why.
Yes!
No. Are the top 4 teams right? Yes, because well, other than maybe. Listen, no, the order they're in. So maybe 4.
LSU, number 1.
Listen, stop interrupting me, sir.
Ohio State, number 2.
This is blasphemy. The number 4 Oklahoma. You could argue that Oklahoma might not be good. I mean, I don't think they're good. They're gonna get killed by LSU. But here's my thing. But there's really nobody else you can put it for. Jalen Hurts is just you just put him in there to get TV ratings. People want to watch Oklahoma. But after that, then you got Clemson 3. Yes, I believe that they haven't played anybody amazing yet. Like any of the top 4. They haven't played great people. But they're going to win the national championship, and we'll move on to that. No, Clemson will win the national championship.
So we don't get to say anything?
This way. Let me now.
No, I want to say
You don't
something
need to
now.
speak for 30 minutes.
Let me tell you why I'm arguing this. Ohio State, LSU should be flipped. You can't tell me LSU is better than Ohio State when they score the exact same amount of points on
LSU
offense.
is better.
You can't
Ohio
tell me LSU is better. How Ohio State's better.
How
than
are
LSU.
they? Yes, I can. You want me? Well, let me talk then, sir.
Let's go then.
Okay, they score the exact same amount of points on offense, which is LSU great offense, which neither one of them score the most in the nation. And then their defense, you don't even try telling me LSU's on the level of Ohio State's defense.
But just because Ohio State has one good defensive player.
They don't have just one. That matters too. There's a reason defensive ends and linebackers are paid the most. Pass rushers make differences in games. That's why he was a Heisman finalist.
But you know, Joe Burrow's gonna get them. I think.
Yeah, he's gonna get
I think
right.
they got it right.
How?
I think LSU was number 2, and then Ohio State played Wisconsin. Was Wisconsin in the top 4? No.
Ooh.
LSU
They
played,
could not stop
played
one running
Georgia
back. They were
Georgia.
and killed Georgia. And was Georgia not in the top? Was Georgia not in the top 4?
Yes.
They were, and they won, and LSU won. So LSU should be number 1. Ohio State 2, because they did not beat a top 4 team in the last game.
Here's where I think you're wrong. As much as I hate every single Wisconsin team with all of my heart,
Why? Because you're a Bears fan?
maybe Wisconsin is definitely
Not
they're on the level. I'm not gonna say they're better. I'm gonna say they're on the level with Georgia. Georgia was overhyped hardcore. Jonathan Taylor is much better.
Georgia didn't have their 3 starting wide receivers.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but they
guys.
run pound down the throat offense, and Wisconsin's better than that.
Well, you can't run it down the throat when you don't have anybody to throw it to.
Exactly.
Tristan would be a better wide receiver
No,
than people play.
I'm telling you, they tried to run it down the throat. It doesn't work. But when Wisconsin does that, it does work. That's why Jonathan Taylor was so good. They just had some bad
Well, they have
losses.
the best line.
Plus, you can't tell me Ohio State wasn't just not trying enough for tough because they might not have. They knew they were.
No team's not just gonna try the first half.
Yes, they would. And you didn't.
You know one team that would do that?
They
Not
might as well
try.
just throw the third strings in them for the first half.
Did you see Chase Young in there most of the game? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
He literally did nothing in the whole first half because he barely played. They just didn't want to get him hurt because they knew.
Marty, I think we should kick you off. 2v1.
I think
just
you
get
guys
off.
are something wrong here.
Yes,
Alright. Is college football unfair with the bad and good teams? Like I just touched on, yes. Because out of the side of the top 3, 4 and under, they can't even compete with the top 3. It's not even close. Maybe Alabama if they had 2, but that's it.
What'd you say again?
I do not think. I think they're being fair. They gave Utah their chance. They gave Baylor their chance. They had their destiny in their hands. If Utah won, they would have been in. If Baylor won, they would have been in.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they're not good enough to be in. It's just every single 5-star recruit goes to the top 3 teams.
Alabama,
Okay, so
LSU, or
number
Clemson.
1 is Alabama. Did they even make the playoffs?
That's because Tua got hurt.
2 was hurt.
Okay, so the second string quarterback's not amazing?
No.
So, like they didn't get a full ride scholarship to
He
Alabama?
went to Alabama for some reason. He had to be good.
Tua was the number 1 draft pick in the league before he got hurt.
You haven't heard the name Joe Burrow?
Yes, I've heard of Joe Burrow.
Nobody was talking about Tua
The
Tagovailoa
past three-
being in the Heisman Trophy
What?
race.
What?
I did not hear that
They've been
once.
talking about Tua for the past 3 years for the number 1 draft
Yeah,
pick.
when he was doing stuff,
He still would
winning
before he
national
got hurt.
championships,
He probably would have.
he was like, they were saying they were the 5th seed. If-
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Tua,
Not the
no.
top 4.
They would be 4 if Tua stayed
No.
healthy. Yes.
No, they went to beat Auburn.
Anybody with common sense would put Alabama at 4.
No, it's just because of their name. That's the only reason.
No, it's not. 'Cause
If they had the worst team in college football, they would still be in the top 25 just because of Alabama.
No.
Yes.
No, that's not how it works.
100%.
That's not how it works, Dylan.
Yes, it is.
Tua, you
Why was Penn State in the top 10?
Because they beat some good teams.
No, they didn't.
I don't watch
They
Penn
did
State.
not be a good team.
They were pretty talented, though. They're pretty
No,
talented.
they had a running back.
Yeah, pretty talented. He's pretty good, isn't he? Wisconsin had a running back, and they got
That's it.
pretty high, too.
They weren't even in the top 10.
Ohio State's number 2, and they got a great running back, too.
I mean, Penn State didn't really beat any good teams.
Yeah, exactly.
They lost to Minnesota.
Yeah,
The only reason they were in the top 10 was because of their name and the conference like them.
Well, you see, you're literally proving my point. Under 4, every single team is bad, and they can all beat each other in any Saturday. Any Saturday they can beat each other. All right, now we're gonna flip the script here, and we're gonna go on to some hockey. All right.
We're not talking
We're not
about
talking
Yeah.
about, we're not talking
I
about.
want to say my Stanley Cup predictions because I did some research on this.
the Minnesota Wild are gonna win the Stanley
Nah, the
Cup.
Minnesota Wild are never any good. The Vegas Golden Knights
They're
are
not ever good.
Marty, the Vegas Golden Knights, they're not, no.
They're gonna make it.
No.
Yes, they're gonna make. I don't care what you tell me the record is. They have one of the best coaches in hockey,
A
and
coach does
Marty,
not win them if they're.
Marty, hey,
What?
hey. When's the last time you watched an NHL game?
the last Stanley Cup. Golden Knights versus the Nashville.
Before that, when's the last time you watched one?
The last Stanley Cup.
Exactly.
I watched the Stanley Cup, and I
When's the
saw
last time the Vegas Golden Knights were in a Stanley Cup?
the last Stanley Cup.
They were?
Yeah, it was the Golden Knights versus the Capitals. Yes, it was. I promise you, yes, it was. And Alex Ovechkin beat them. You can look it up all you want. And I think instead of if you weren't gonna go Golden Knights, I'm gonna say the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Cool.
What?
What about, when did the Blues win?
The Blues. I think that might have been 2 years ago. No, the Capitals won last year.
Capitals won last year.
But they're not gonna make it again. Alex Ovechkin's aging. I say the Pittsburgh Penguins, Vegas Golden Knights, calling it now. You heard it.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
In 2019, the Blues beat the Bruins.
Are you sure? For the Stanley Cup.
Yes. Who won the Stanley Cup in 2019? St. Louis Blues claimed the Stanley Cup after a 52-year wait.
Are you sure? Let me look this up here. No, they didn't win. 1 second here. 1 second here.
What year
2019.
did the Capitals win it?
Yeah, they did.
That was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That was last year.
That was last year. Oh, never mind. Capitals were 2018. I was wrong. But you can't tell me, okay, 52-year drought, they're not going to make it back. And the Capitals are old now, so it's definitely going to be the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Vegas Golden Knights calling it now.
No.
That's the Stanley Cup.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be the Lightnings.
I like it.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as Marty
I'm
says.
gonna say the Lightnings.
No, Stanley Cup.
Lightnings versus the Flames.
No.
Finals.
And then the MVP is going to be Sidney Crosby when he leads the Penguins to Stanley Cup.
I don't really care about NHL.
Well, yeah, I'm calling it now.
Okay, next.
All right, and thanks for watching episode 3 of the Talk Show. I hope to hear your opinion next time.